Howdy, folks. Not Jay, and this is episode 62 Success. And what is a success? This past weekend was a success. I'll tell you that for sure. Had a great weekend at March to Victory. March to Victory, Kansas City's newest wargaming convention. It was held March 25th, 26th, and 27th of this year. Let's put it this way. It's so successful, so fun, so great. We already have next year's time already slotted. So if you weren't able to be at March to Victory 2022, you want to be at March to Victory 2023, I've got two other people here to vouch for me. March 24th, 25th, 26th. Same bat place, same bat time. You want to be there. I understand some of y'all that have to, cross large bodies of water might be a little expensive to do it, but if you can do it, we'd love to see you there. Bunkhouse games, yes, awesome hats. These were the hats that McMurray made everybody wear if they played his game Eat Hitler. Because it's dinosaurs going after Nazis. So you can't go wrong there. It was a lot of fun. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff that happened this past weekend. Chuck, how you doing, sir? Welcome. Tiger Shadow, yep. Howdy, good folks, to you as well. I'm assuming you're laughing at our hats. Gotta love the hats. Rawr. Buckhouse says also the hats. And Tiger Shadow says, March to Triumph, baby. Well, that might be the fall show's name. If we so incline ourselves to do a fall show, that might be a good idea. Chuck says evening. Dave Hall's in the house. Hello, late. Sorry. Hey, no, you're just fine, Dave. Thanks for showing up. McMurray, where the hell is Copeland's hat? I'll tell you where the hell Copeland's hat is.
It was eaten by dinosaurs. It was totally
Copeland's hat. I'll wear it like a pauldron.
Why not? It's not like people are going to think you're weird or anything.
I've given up on people thinking I'm weird a long time ago.
Good plan, son. Good plan.
Now I got a straight up World of Warcraft. Rawr. Veteran war gamer in the house who just so happened. Pardon me. Just so happens to have been where are you? Quiet you. Veteran Wargamer, who happened to be one of the sponsors of the show. Is in the house. He says the cool kids had the purple dino hats. Well, they didn't. I didn't have the choice of purple. I had a choice of teal or green, and the green one was taken by Mr. Copeland. And Junior Wargamer says hi, Junior Wargamer, my nephew. Glad y'all could be watching. So I said this all weekend. Starting Saturday morning, because Friday had definitely proven the point. I said it all weekend. March to Victory was an unmitigated success. Absolutely. I don't know about. Well, I know, Reese, this was your first convention.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to go ahead. We're going to start with you. Give me give me the 30-second, and you can take longer if you want, but give me the 30-second, your first impressions as you walk. What hit you and said, man, this is cool?
The terrain on, I think it was the Masters of the Universe table. I saw that and I said, I'm probably not going to play that game, but if all games are that level, it's going to be a great weekend. So,
Yep, absolutely. All right, we got Jay Wiley, the Baron himself. So he says, Reese. So what did you, as a first-time convention goer, what did you expect before you showed up? What were your expectations?
I expected it to be a little less organized than it was, and I think it was just the perfect amount of organization looking back. We didn't really have any of the stereotypical sweaty, no deodorant wargamer types, which was impressive. I have hung around gaming rooms and gaming tournaments that there was a lot of those, and I just I was pleasantly surprised by the community. I'll put it that way.
Outstanding. So. And we've got Jeffy Hex to Hex joining us.
Oh my God! I thought my hat was going to be stupid.
He did not get to join us this past weekend. However, we are working on getting him here next year, to the point that I talked to Robin, and
I don't do minis though, so
no. But she said she'd be willing to have Hex Encounter games there also.
Now that's just a tease.
Yes, it is.
We
need you out here, brother. If we're gonna get Warmut out here, we got to get you out here because Wardrobe's gonna be here. So we got to have everybody from the show out there.
All right, I got you.
So it's a train, baby. That's what draws you in. Games gets you. Steve would disagree about the hygiene. It wasn't as bad as I have seen.
Can confirm.
My brother says, Hexy, your hat in this context is stupid. So you were expecting a little more chaos.
For sure.
Well, the thing about this is for a first year convention, this was probably the most well-oiled machine for a first year ever. I've worked with several first year conventions before, and this one went down really well. And I've got to say that it's all down to Robin making sure that she was sweating the details, busting her ass to make it all work out. She will say it's because of her team of volunteers. That's a big part of it also. We had a good group of people doing the things that needed to be done when they needed to be done. Big shout out to my wife, Donna. She came in and she went up to Robin as soon as we got there at like 2:00 Friday afternoon and said, what needs to be done? And Robin starts, listing off all the things that she's got to, she's got on the back of her brain, on the front of her brain, all over. And Donna said, give me everything for the registration booth. I will take care of it. You don't have to worry about it. That there allowed Robin to go do the thing she needed to do for, getting the booth set up for Wiley Games. Veteran Wargamer says commands and colors with miniatures, hexes in the house.
There's a game that I've never tried.
I will.
Oh man, we will. When we get together, even if it's when McMurray and I cruise out there, I will bring my copy of Command Colors Ancients, and we'll throw down.
Not Jay, it's not 14 maps on the table and 3,000 counters. I don't want to play it.
Oh yeah, you do. Bugcast says, I wish I'd been able to make it. I'll do my best to make it next year, though. Absolutely, man. You got to be there. Anybody with an earshot of me right now needs to do their very best. If you live on the North American continent, get yourself here. Warmutt's planning on driving from Arizona, so if he can do it, you can do it. And Jay says, Donna, yes. But I mean, we had so many others there. We had Steve and Ken, and me and McMurray all running games. We had I don't remember his. Oh, Scott Lindsay brought his microphone and a speaker box made out of a gas can, so we could make announcements. The gentleman I made announcements once. Apparently, I didn't do a good enough job because I got replaced by somebody who did a phenomenal job. He had the voice for it. Got to thank the guys that helped out with the silent auction. Again, an amazing job. That's one of the best run silent auctions I've ever seen at a convention, and it's our first year. Granted, we all have experience running conventions and being part of conventions, and I think that helped immensely because we knew what we didn't want to have, we knew what we wanted to have, and Robin, as the leader of this mishmash of lunatics, made it great. And here we go with the wardrobe, who just so happens to have been another one of the sponsors. He couldn't make it, but you know what? That's okay. He was there in money. I mean, he was there in spirit.
Money.
But my understanding is you're wanting to be there next year, right?
Yes.
Well, I got news for you. If I drag my ass all the way out to Kansas City, Todd, you better show up.
Oh boy.
Hey, we'll just Jeffy, meet McMurray and me there on west side of St. Louis. We'll grab wardrobe and throw them in the trunk and head out.
I'm bypassing St. Louis. I'm gonna go like north all the way up to like North Dakota and come down.
Well, if you do that, bring Steve from Fargo.
There's an idea.
See, always thinking. Yes, Jay, the website was cool. The website is amazing. And that's not going to be a static website. It's not just going to be, the same thing showing, for the next 9 months until we get geared up for March to Victory in 2023. Robin is working now on getting it updated to show some videos and show some slideshows and photos of the past weekend to show everybody, hey, not only did we have a convention, but we had awesome games. So now, Chris, you are a longtime gamer, longtime convention goer.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
Definitely one of the best that I've been to. I will second Reese's notion there that it was very well organized. Categorically agree about the silent auction. I've been to silent auctions where guys were wrestling things out of each other's hands, and that's not cool. It was low key. It was a great bunch of guys. Mostly guys, some girls, I should say, and it was absolutely bags of fun. I wish there was another one next weekend.
Yeah, well, hold your votes.
Robin is somewhere screaming at the screen, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably so. Now, all of this being said, Reese, I know you played in 2 of my games. You played in 2 of McMurray's games. And you played in arguably the best table for the entire weekend, and that's Chris Clucky. I know my answer. I got to play 3 games. Is that right? 2 games? 3 games? 2? At least 2, I know for sure. I got 3 games in. And I have to say, in the 3 games that I played, it's hard for me to say which one was my favorite. The 3 games I played in were McMurray's Eat Hitler, got the hat, which was a blast. It was just nonsense fun. Absolutely amazing. I think it's available for purchase out on Wargames Vault. All you got to do, who doesn't have 28 millimeter, Nazi figurines if you're into World War II? Plenty of them. All right. Go buy some of those cheap ass dinosaurs that you find at, Walmart or whatever. You get the tub of dinosaurs. Get that. Jay says it is called Pulp Action Library is the publisher. If I'm not mistaken, I just had his name. I can't remember his first name. Last name's Whitehouse. I think is part of it. Well known in the gaming world. Jay will probably pop in here. Howard Whitehouse. That's it. I think. Anyway, he was part of writing the rules. I think. Anyway, it's just nonsense fun. And I think what's made it even better is that McMurray named all the dinosaurs. We had Green Dave, we had Green Dave 2, Blue Dave. Those were the little velociraptors. We had Dalton, the T-Rex. That's who I was playing. We had the iguanodon named Dylan. We had the Allosaurus named Dale.
Yeah.
For some reason, he was on everybody's name with a D for some reason. Easy peasy. He did not get a chance to name his Utahsauruses yet. But you know what? That's okay. He can work on it. So I played that game. Just fun. Just stupid, ignorant fun. Then I got to play in Chris Clucky's Fistful of Lead muskets and horse and musket, which is in its 2nd edition now, and is just a blast to play.
Where's that video?
Well, I was playing, so I didn't get a chance to,
Did anybody take any video or screenshots of that one?
I've got pictures of it.
I took some photos as well.
Yeah.
It was a phenomenal table.
And the video wrap up from Wiley Games, it shows it on there.
Oh, it's in that one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take a look at that.
54 millimeter
Yeah, it's all right.
figures. Amazing stuff.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I saw a game there, and I don't think I saw an answer yet. There was a larger game, rank and flying, historical, or maybe it might not have been historical. It might have been fantasy. I don't know, but it had a pretty nice table.
Oh, the 15 millimeter stuff.
Sure, I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, it was a 15 millimeter fantasy.
Okay.
It had your classic chaos armies. You had Khorne and Tzeentch and the others against non-chaos forces. And that was a big battle game that was not Wiley. And that one was called, it was done by Ken Boone, who is one of the basement generals. and it was rules that he's been working on for the last however many years. Jay, as in our circle, my brother Jay is also known as Podcast Jay because there's Jay Wiley, who's Jay. There's Jay Arnold, my brother, the veteran war gamer, also known as Podcast Jay. And then there's, of course, me, not Jay. It's Ken Boone's homebrew rules called Battle. And it was, Joe was saying 15 millimeter fantasy game. It's a good time. Elves and Dwarves versus Chaos.
That's cool.
So,
thank you.
So, yeah. So in my game that I played with Chris Clucky, all I had to do was kill 2 British guys, grab our patriot, repatriate him across the river and get him to our side of the board. Boom, done. Bob's your uncle. I had it all planned out, but of course my dice happened.
Dice have a way of doing that.
Yeah. So
you had us too. There was no way you should have lost that.
Yeah, except for my dice.
Well, you did end up winning the game, but that little skirmish there, that blood alley, as we called it.
Steven didn't want to die a lot. And he basically fought off 2 raging First Nation individuals. And it was a bad scene, but it was a lot of fun. And that's the key thing. As long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose. Now, my brother will tell you that that's taken me many, many years to admit. Mr. Copeland is probably, inwardly shaking his head in agreement with my brother, because there have been times. There are possibly still some Axis and Allies pieces in the Dunkirk at 500 Southeast Douglas.
You think?
I'm just saying. And then the last game that I got a chance to play in was the Crossing Lances tournament, Knights tournament, where I knocked my brother off his horse, and then, as Inigo Montoya would say, "You killed my father, not prepared to die." I got beat by my nephew.
Ha!
You got beat by Joey?
Yep, by points, though. By points.
By points. Remind me to high five Joey next time I see him.
Yep. So, but again, it was a fun game. And what's great about all 3 games is they all had, it was my only good rolling the entire con. Yes, exactly. Got it when I needed it. But all 3 games that I played had a completely different feel each time. Again, Eat Hitler, completely ignorant, fun. I'm not saying that ignorant is in a bad way. I'm just talking. You want beer and pretzels, a beer and pretzel rule game? That's it.
30 minutes of laughter with some die rolling thrown in. It was beautiful.
Exactly. There were 6 of us playing, 5 or 6 of us playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
how long did Uncle Eric last?
He got at pretty quick.
Damn it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Gehring wasn't there. Because
It
apparently
took them a while to eat him.
Gehring takes 2 turns to eat.
The normal Nazis take 1 turn. Gehring takes 2.
Yeah.
So here's my question, and if I missed it, I apologize.
Go ahead.
Were there any historical tables, any historical plays?
Yeah,
I mean, you were saying horse and musket there a minute ago, but
yeah,
that sounded to me like it was. Was it fantasy or was it historical?
No, it's
It's French
historical.
and Indian.
Oh,
The
okay.
French and Indian War. And actually, the British side had the characters from The Last Mohican. You had
Oh,
you
Hawkeye and
had
Uncas and
Hawkeye and Uncas
Christian
and
Bale, was he there?
yeah, he was in 54 millimeter size.
I will say they didn't perform up to their reputation because it only
Oh.
took 2 shots and they both fell.
Oh,
But-
damn.
Well, I mean, when my compatriot was rolling tens all night, that kind of happens.
That
He was rolling
bloody.
tens, I was rolling ones, so we balanced out.
Well,
We
and I
averaged
made
we averaged 5s and 6s.
I made a very unwise dash from cover at the end of the game, and it ended very bloodily.
Oh,
Yep.
you were the partner. Is that what we're saying?
No,
We were against each other.
Oh, okay.
So, and I know you don't count this as a real board game, but there was a big board Axis and Allies game there.
Was it Mobile Bay or New Orleans? I think it was Mobile Bay.
Yeah, there was
Naval
also a
game.
Battle of Mobile Bay. So there was some historical games there. I'm planning on running some historical stuff next year.
Yeah, but you're
So-
going to run that crap on blue carpet,
Well,
right?
Yeah. But actually, both will be on blue carpet because I'm also going to do airplanes.
Oh.
But they're going to be Korean airplanes. He has zero interest in naval or aircraft unless it's in support of his infantry.
Gotcha.
So, and then of course, like I said, the French and Indian War game that I played on Chris Clucky's table, that was a completely different feel. It felt very historical. It felt, very much FIW. And then of course, it because of the miniatures, because of the terrain, it just was a really good a good session. And then Sunday morning playing Crossing Lances, when you're playing with, I'll show you exactly, not exactly, because I haven't put them together and painted them up yet, but here is the night.
Oh wow.
So
Oh,
they're flats.
Are
All
they
right.
60 millimeter flats? Or are they?
You know what? This guy is, how tall is this guy? This guy is 3.5 inches tall.
Okay.
Produced by Skull and Crown. Check it out at skullandcrown.com.
is
I am
that
being
Tom
told
House
by
or whatever?
Thomas Foss
Yeah.
that there will be a Kickstarter later this spring. So here's to hoping. In fact, we are going to have Thomas Foss join us in a couple of weeks where we'll talk about these. Anyway, so let me kind of, and you got an option of a couple of different I can do a sword or an axe, and I can do either this style shield or have it a little closer into the body.
So they're kind of customizable.
Kind of, yeah. And then, when you're painting them, you don't have to do anything fancy. Just put them, paint the color you want to have them and call it good.
Where'd you dig those up at? How long have you had them?
Who, this guy?
Yeah.
I got him this past weekend because I made it to the quarterfinals in the
Oh,
tournament. The winner of the tournament won a complete set, a starter set of
the youngster.
Yep, the youngster that beat Mr. McMurray. He won he won a starter set. I don't know exactly what all came in it, but he won. I think it's got to have it. I think it's got at least 4 nights in it, and the rules. So
All right.
all of this is going to be in the Kickstarter later this spring. And like I said, in a couple of weeks, we'll have Thomas on the show with us to talk about it. But it's 3 different games, 3 different feels, 3 different ways to play, and I still ran 3 games. Was I exhausted? Absolutely. Did Donna drive home? Yes, she did. That being
You
said,
were whooped after Friday night, dude.
yeah. But it was a lot of fun. So I can't tell you which game I had the most fun with, to be honest, because they were all good. They all did something different for me. Chris, you got to play some games.
You?
What did you play? What did you get to play in?
Let's see. I was involved in the defense of the 10T4, where I
How'd that go for you?
would have gone a lot better had we not provided smoke cover for the oncoming stormtroopers. That came out.
I would say live and learn, but that die and learn. Maybe?
Die and learn. That's legit for a war gamer. And I was involved in the Battle of Endor on Friday night, confirming yet again, as we all know, that Imperial Stormtrooper armor is purely decorative.
Hey, three Ewoks on a stormtrooper is not a fair fight, either way you put it. So
Ewoks are friggin' ninjas, man. That's all I can say.
You're the one that walked into his tree. That's all I'm saying.
They're 3 friggin' feet tall. You should be able to just pick them up and throw them. But no. Anyway, no, I had a blast with both of those. I spent a lot of time monitoring stuff upstairs at the silent auction. Did a little bit of volunteering.
Appreciate you doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely.
So,
So what would you say?
Which one had your blood flowing the most?
Yeah, whether you played the game or not, what game do you think? If we were to have doled out prizes, kind of like skirmishes back in the day used to,
right.
what game would you have given best game of show?
Well, kind of hard since both of the games I played were yours. But
like I said, just looking overall.
Okay. I thought the Vietnam game was absolutely stunning visually. So I would just visually, not playing any of the other games. I would say it's a toss-up between the Vietnam game and Clucky's French and Indian War games, which I've played with Chris Clucky before, albeit with, I think, a different rule set.
Yeah, I think Muskets and Tomahawks.
Yeah, that was fun too. He sets just about the prettiest table that you ever saw.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I have to agree. If we had a People's Choice Award, It would be a toss up between that Vietnam board and Chris Clucky's board. Not to say that Jay's boards weren't great. Also, he had Jay Wiley had a great Victorian London board.
Oh, beautiful.
Of course, COVID Prime is always a blast to play on. His Masters of the Universe just keeps getting better and better every time he pulls it out.
Mm-hmm.
And his Battlesuit Alpha table was pretty kick-ass too.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris Clucky just inspires everybody that sees his stuff to do better.
Yes, I would have to concur with that.
Reading his blog is what got me deeper into wargaming.
Yeah. If anybody's interested in seeing what we're talking about, Google Cluck Amuck. CLUCKAMOCK, I think it is.
Okay.
Put a link.
Okay.
Look. Isn't he a Soviet general?
Oh, there we are. Okay. All right, boys. There you go. And if there are any girls out there watching, there you go. Yeah, check out his blog spot. His stuff is just amazing. It truly is.
I'd like to interject here. I took a couple of pictures, not at this last convention, but at the previous one, which I believe was Mr. Wiley's house, and got the camera down in the weeds behind some cover, taking photographs of the miniatures. It looked for all the world like some reenactors. It looked for all the world real. And I think Mr. Arnold here will validate that.
Yeah, hold on.
Those bases just blend in with that grass so well.
Yes, they do.
Oh, and how he does his woods.
Sigh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on here. That's the picture I'm looking for. Let me see if I can pull this one up here real quick.
That game got me so fired up. I dug my French and Indian War 54s out and drug them back to Arkansas with me. And I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to get back to painting these, but I at least want to have them in the queue somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I gotta go check. I think we're getting some ice storm outside.
Uh-oh.
Yuck.
That's no bueno.
Because I can hear it rattling on my window, and that's usually not the sound of rain. I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a peek.
Hey.
In my fun hat.
I keep forgetting that hold on here.
Looked up some photographs.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I can. All right, so let's go to desktop. Let's go to, what is it called? Okay.
Nope, just wind.
Hex to hex, whereabouts are you located?
West Virginia.
West Virginia. Okay, you're way out.
If you watched the show, you'd know.
Oh,
Now, sorry, I have a life.
Slap.
Says the miniature.
Well, the for whatever reason, this stupid StreamYard does not allow me to share
Computer screen, right?
Yeah, well, a photo out of my photos. Yeah, it's being stupid. Let me see if I can do it this way.
I'll tell you what, my little skeleton guy here is actually coming out pretty stinking good.
Nice. Let's see here.
Todd, you're getting ahead of me, aren't you?
I wonder
just turn three.
if I do this.
I started to play turn 3 and I stopped.
Okay, let's try it this way.
So I bid on 2 Civil War games.
Yeah, there we go.
And nobody bid. And I got these games so freaking cheap, it's not funny.
Well, that's cool.
There we go. All right. Go to Chrome tab. There we go.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
That's the
that was a photo taken at Jay Wiley's house at Wiley's Wargaming Weekend.
Yep.
Those are 54 millimeter French Marines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember those pictures.
Yep.
So, needless to say, he inspires me to do better.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to Jay and Robin last night. Had an interview with them. I'm going to post it Friday morning in its entirety, and we talk about some stuff. What went well, what we're going to add into the future. We are going to, like I said, the date has already been set. It will be March 24th, 25th, and 26th. Same location. Couple of changes.
Is that
Go ahead.
official? Same location?
Yes, it's official.
That's awesome.
We've locked it in.
Rock on.
Couple things have changed. It is the price is going to $20, only because it's just easier. And a lot of people said, you know what? I paid for gas, I paid for a hotel room, an extra $5 to get in the door is not keeping me from coming.
Yeah.
ATMs and Walmart or grocery stores, when you get extra cash, they're handing you 20s anyway. This way, when you walk in the door and you say hi to Donna, you give her $20, boom, you're in. Everything's golden.
If it's Donna, I'm giving her 30. So
that's fine. Do what you need to do. We won't argue. The other thing is we're going to have a 4 game slots on Saturday. Big reason for that is we have the feeling that there might be, guys out there or gals that, they've got things to do Saturday morning. They've got to do some yard work. They got to do some errands. They got to take the kids to soccer, whatever. But they get, late afternoon and evening off, and getting to play in 2 games for $20 is a lot more palatable than only getting to play 1 game for $20. So maybe be able to get a bigger draw there. To get more people in there Fridays, we're looking to have a raffle where you have to be present to win. And in that raffle, there will be stuff like bundles, a certificate for, bundle of your choice, a book and a card set of your choice. Maybe get some of the vendors to kick in some stuff. Other special things, T-shirts, other March to Victory or Wiley Games swag, as it were. So
should do a mystery box.
We've got a lot of great things coming for 2023.
Mm-hmm.
We're hoping to get even more games to be run. Reese has already said that he's interested in biting the bullet and running the game.
I've got a couple options.
Yeah, the only thing I can tell you, Reese, is do it.
Yes, sir.
You know, jump in with both feet.
I've got either 1/600 hex-based air combat, or I could do some sort of 54 millimeter fistful of lead. So,
yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is you know, it don't have to be all fistful of lead games. In fact, one of the games that I'm going to be running next year is not a fistful of lead game. It's Chris Copeland's in my game. By the way, Chris, I've told this story many times.
Bringing OT back?
What's that?
Are you bringing OT back?
Yes, I am.
I may kiss the computer monitor. Thank you.
Well, I've told the story about how when we put our brains together to start working on this thing years ago, down on Oxford Place in Lee Summit, you had this formula figured out about yay long on a piece of paper to figure out how far the ships needed to move on the tabletop. I'm going to need you to do that again, brother, because we got to figure out ranges for these little guys.
Moscow.
1/6000 scale.
Excel spreadsheets are your friend when it comes to formulas. I have one set up to figure out airplane roll rate on as far as on a hex grid goes, so I get it.
Yeah. Well, he's Mr. Math nerd. I'm not. I'm the geography nerd. So what I found is a way to take a map image from Google Maps that's got elevation data and create an STL out of it.
Huh.
Guess who's going to be 3D printing Savo Island in 1/12,000th scale?
Chris, I could kiss you.
Well, you do know, Nache, that I am an Esri whiz kid.
Oh, I know.
I have all that software. Plus, I have the entire Adobe collection. So if I can be of any assistance, I'm excellent with digital elevation stuff.
Yep.
Chris, if you run Savo Island next year, pencil me in right now, would you?
Yep. I think.
Oh wait, we're doing for Navy stuff. No, I'm out. Never mind.
No, I got nothing for them. Nothing.
If he's doing Solomon, I may do a Guadalcanal skirmish of some sort, infantry.
Yeah, don't you have 54 millimeter Japanese and Americans?
Yes, I will be right back. I want to go grab one of those.
Go ahead.
Please.
Yeah, there you go, Hexy.
All right.
See, what we can do is kind of a mini campaign where what happens in my game directly affects what happens in Reese's game. So if the Americans win,
there you go, yeah.
So if the Americans win, the Marines get some sort of bonus. If the Japanese win, the Japanese get some sort of bonus on the land game.
Hey, Chris, I might be able to bump it up a notch. I'll give Reese a second to get back here. Reese, go ahead and show us what you got.
Okay, so I just grabbed a few of them.
I'm getting digging you here, brother. Hold on one second.
You're on.
So this
hell
is,
yeah.
Yeah, and they're not small.
With a BAR, cool.
And then I've got one of my 1897 guys.
Oh, nice.
As well. My Japanese are currently being painted, so I didn't bring any of those. And I've got, 12 to 15 Marines of
perfect
various shirts and weapons.
Perfect,
so for
because
full lead, that's 3 squads or so.
Yeah, that's 3 5-man teams.
So
perfect.
And I may have a few still on the sprue tucked away in my pile of shame. But I've got that, and then I just happened to wind up with a bunch of jungle terrain. Number one, from a very
just
generous
so happened,
benefactor, and then also at a silent auction that I fought hard for.
So. Fell into his lap. Well, not exactly, but
the terrain on Friday came from a very generous friend, and then the terrain on Saturday, it was $5.
I think he knifed a guy behind the Legion Hall.
I would have. I probably would have. I'm running a Vietnam game next month, and I was short on terrain, and I saw that, and I was like, okay, I will fight and wrestle anyone for this.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's we're so yes, Mr. Copeland, I am working on. I think I'm going to do the battle that had Washington and South Dakota in it.
Ooh. Not the actual Battle of Savo Island then.
No, if I remember correctly, what was the name of that one?
Little Bighorn.
Yeah, shut it.
Bighorn. Wow. Okay then.
Yeah, I got your bighorn. Yeah, it's the Second Naval Battle of Guadalcanal, 14-15 November, where you've got the Kurishima, the Takao, the Atago, Nagara, Sendai, Terazuki, Asagumo, Samadare, Inazuma, Hatsuyuki, Shiryuki, Shikanami, Uranami, and Ayanami for the Japanese.
But not the Fubuki?
No, the last 5 are Fubuki class destroyers.
Fubuki.
They-
Okay, I'll stop.
Up against the Washington, South Dakota, the Walk, Preston, Benham, and Gwynn destroyers. So obviously the Japanese are outnumbering the Americans. They're 6 ships to the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 ships of the Japanese.
Youch.
But, I'm thinking of doing that one. I might also just do Battle of Savo Island, cruisers and destroyers. I think. I don't know. We'll have to see what I want to do with it. Because how it works out, that the second battle of Savo Island really can only probably get 4 players on there, and I really would like to be able to get 6 going. So, but that being said, we've got 51 weeks, and that seems like a lot. But I'm telling you, the older you get, the faster that time flies by.
Yeah.
Yep.
No joke.
So that's why I'm working on it. Working on it right now. If you were to change one thing, what would you change, Reese? Knowing that Jay Wiley is listening. And Robin will probably be watching tomorrow morning.
for me, I would start it earlier on Friday, if I could. Just personal preference. Because
Okay.
I had to travel already and take a full day off. It was. I'm sorry. I just realized I glued the barrel of an M79 backwards.
It happens.
It does. I'll have to snap that off and fix it. I was already up there. It would have been just as convenient for me to hop in at noon as it would to be at 5. So
Okay.
That's legit. A lot of people take Fridays off. I would normally do that kind of thing.
You did take Friday off, but you had a prior engagement that afternoon.
An eye appointment, yeah.
Yeah. So
those are kind of
all right.
important.
So the question then, Reese, did you fill this out and send it in?
I did not. I should have.
Okay.
I need to.
So here's the deal. Did you take one of these home?
I never got my hands on one of those.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you these questions in an email, if you will, and then you can send them in to Wiley.
Cool.
McMurray is in the house. I hope you're being safe, brother, in all this stupid ass rain. He says lots of historical coming next year. He says tier, but I know he meant year. He's on his phone. Yes.
Wait a minute. I haven't been reading the chats. 4 historical games next year, or 4 historical games that were played this year?
There were 4 historical games this year.
All right.
There was the Vietnam game, the French and Indian game, Mobile Bay, a second French and Indian War game, the game of Axis and Allies. So, read the questions. Okay, yeah. So the questions are, because it says right here, the Baron wants you to fill out this survey. Name and email address, and says, what did you like about March to Victory? Where can we improve? Is there anything you'd like to see next year? And will you be attending next year? Garm the Fierce is in here, was wondering where I can find some of these Masters of the Universe minis. They look like Quest miniatures. They're actually, if I'm not mistaken, they're all 3D printed, Garm. Jay Wiley printed those out, and Steve painted them. So there might be some actual lead minis in there. I'm not sure. But if you ask Mr. Wiley nicely on his Facebook group or his or in his what do you call that thing? The Discord. That's it. His Discord group. He might be able to let you know where he got the STLs from. Warmutt's in the house. He says, hey, Reese and Chris. Oh, and hi to the other guys.
Fight me, Warmutt.
It's going to be so great to have you guys all together next year.
Do I need to bring boxing gloves?
No,
Okay.
because boxing gloves are just there to protect your hands.
Very true.
No. So, if I just go down this, what did I like about March of Victory? That it was a well-run convention. I have been to many conventions in many locations, and I have to say that this had the feel of a well-settled convention. In other words, it felt like a convention that had been in place for years, and everything just clicked into place. Again, there was a lot of hair pulling, behind the scenes, nerves, because we weren't sure it was, how good it was going to be, if it was going to happen. But when it happened, it all came together beautifully. So what did I like about March of Victory? The fact that it felt right. It felt like a convention. Hold on one second, guys. My 3D printer is having issues here.
I knocked out 6 more PZ38Ts. I got to put. I'm building. Todd, you're probably going to end up with it. Sorry, but I'm building the 66th Battalion out of Rommel's 7th Panzer Division in May of 40.
Cool. Why are you apologizing to me if I'm getting them?
Because you get to paint them too.
Yeah.
I got some of the twos are sitting right here.
McMurray wants to know what's on Hexy's head. A stocking cap.
But it looks like teeth. I think it looks like teeth. Nom nom. Dinosaur.
Speaking of teeth, let's talk about teeth for a second. My
What,
dentist
these
called
teeth?
me down today to test my new plate out. It didn't fit. He was
Wah,
mad.
wah.
So do you tell him you'll 3D print one?
That's what I told him. I said, hey, I got a 3D printer home. He said they're going to send it back to recast it, and I'll have to go back down again to get it tested out again.
So, back to the questions. Where can we improve? Honestly, I'm with Reese. Maybe getting a second game session Friday afternoon. Getting in something that was being thrown about is running the crossing Lances tournament on Friday afternoon.
Is that the game where McMurray got his ass kicked?
Yeah, by a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And McMurray, I've got a hat too. I took it off so I could wear my headset better.
So, but really, I mean, improvement. You can improve margin of victory by holding it closer to Australia. Anything closer to Australia is going to be Australia. Let's be honest.
Hey, if we're going to do Solomon Islands, let's just go to the Solomon Islands.
There you go. Doing 1-to-1
Man's got
scale.
a point.
Let's go 1-to-1 scale.
Hey, I'll fight
On
that.
scale Solomon Island. Remote control zeros.
I got a set of frog skins laying around here somewhere. I'm sure I'll.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my god.
Anything I'd like to see next year? More games.
Me.
Yep.
Yeah. Tiger Shadow and Paul Beckers are going to carpool next year. They're going to drive on in from Australia.
Sweet.
And that famous Trans-Pacific Tunnel.
Yeah, exactly.
Thought they were gonna take
And
the
yes,
Yellow
I will
Submarine.
be attending next year. It's a done deal. I've already told work I won't be here that Friday, and I might swing it to where I'm not there on Monday either because I need some
Not
rest.
a bad plan.
Um,
I have a question for Baron Wiley, if he's still plugged into this. Is that venue available later than 10 p.m.? If you had some maniacs wanting to do an 11 o'clock session or something like that, is that available?
the issue that we have there is that either Jay or Robin would have to be there.
Problem. Okay. Yeah.
So
They have to sleep sometime.
Well, Chris, where do you and Reese? Where do you all come in from?
I'm in Kansas City. I've got a 25-minute drive to the venue.
I come up from Central Arkansas, although next year I'll be a lot closer. But I've got folks in town that I stay with. I'm 30 minutes away at most.
Cool.
So
McMurray says, I think I speak for everyone when I say we'd all like to see less of Steve wearing shirts.
Nice.
I do
Just
not know the
make
meaning
it
of
as
that, nor do
awkward
I
as you
think I want to
possibly
know.
can. Make it absolutely as awkward as you possibly can. Nice.
McMurray, I'm down. I'm hip.
Hey, I'll bring an army cot. He can sleep in the back. We're good.
I got a cot too. Sure, why not? Hey Reese, where are you moving to?
I'm moving to the Bentonville area.
Uh-oh. No, you're not. McMurray, did you hear that? He just played that
Bentonville,
battle not
Arkansas.
long ago.
Gotta love
Across
that.
5 April.
What did I do there?
Bentonville, McMurray just played the Bentonville Civil War game from across 5 Aprils not too long ago.
Gotcha. Bentonville, Arkansas?
Just Bentonville's all I know. Is it in Arkansas? I don't know anything about Trans-Mississippi.
Oh, if it was Trans-Mississippi, it was Arkansas. I just didn't know that battle was big enough to actually have a game.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's tons of games on those small battles and stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I've lived in Arkansas and Missouri, so it's that's awesome. Oh, P Ridge is on there.
Yeah, this is a 5-game pack from.
Awesome.
It's a bunch of years old. We're
Cool.
trying to get Jay to play it.
There's stuff on Wilson's Creek too. A lot of games on Wilson's Creek.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting Wilson's Creek games.
Here's my world. You all got all those miniature stuff. That's 3 shelves of the 8 that I have now.
Yeah, he's got like another 35 of those hidden in some closet. I'm not talking about 35 boxes. I'm talking about 35 shelves.
I need 2 more. And dumbass me just bought 2 more games, and I bought minis too. So don't want to hear it.
He has. He has. We some would say we're influencers. I don't like that term. I'm a corrupter.
Corrupt.
That works.
You know what? That's fair.
Hey, I'm up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm up to 7 Flames of War stands now.
There you go. Walk About Games is in the house. How you doing, Chris Long? Eh? So you will appreciate this, sir. As you've seen me with this before, this is going to be on the table next year, and I'm going to have a 3D printed Savo Island. You're going to love it. Chris, I don't know exactly where in Canada you live, but I'm sure it's farther north than Detroit, even though Detroit is north of Canada, technically. But if at all possible, get yourself down here next year to March to Victory, brother. I would love to see you. Let's put it this way: I will figure out a way with my wife's creativity and with her crafty bits. We'll make buttons. So everybody that is a Chronicles of Not Jay viewer that shows up to March to Victory will have buttons for everybody. Oh, West Coast, like in BC. So Victoria, that area. Hey, you're just a hop, skip, and a jump to SeaTac. SeaTac to Kansas City is dirt cheap. Come on in, buddy.
Canada, he may be a fan of my favorite Canadian heavy metal band,
which is
Unleash the Archers.
Fair enough.
Hey, Canadians make good music. I mean, you got Culture Wall, you got Gordon Lightfoot, Stan Rogers,
Heart,
Rush.
Yeah,
Heart's from Seattle.
Okay, Northern British Columbia towards Alaska. Get to Juneau. Fly to SeaTac into Kansas City. You can do it, brother. I got
Celine
faith.
Dion. Dude, shut up.
He does say, unleash. Thumbs up. McMurray coming in with Rush. Warm-up, you will get knifed at the border. That's all I'm saying.
Just bring an empty suitcase if the silent auction goes anything like this year.
Yeah, no lie.
My wife opened the trunk of the car and just stood there in shock for a little bit.
How the heck?
That's why you bring her with you.
See, she would have come this year. She had something, but
you bring her with you, so you don't hit her all at once with it. It's a piece here, a piece there.
Because not only did I pick up all that jungle terrain, I bought most of the winter terrain that the one vendor had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good on winter terrain for a while.
Some of the stuff that I came away with.
Oh, and I forgot about the flags.
Some Gunfighter's Ball miniatures from Knuckle Duster. Robin was running a deal where if you buy 10 or you buy 7, you get 3 free.
Uh-oh.
I now have 20 Wild West miniatures.
I'm going to use little boy's room. Right back.
Oh, great. I'm about to have 2 problems.
And it wasn't what problems? What problem? Why are you having problems?
Maybe not. Okay.
All right.
I thought we were going to have a feline incursion, but
It happens here all the time if I don't close the door. Clark likes to be all up in my grill.
yeah.
McMurray says, drive down here, load up on cheap darts, sell them back home, and pay for the trip. Yeah, there you go. It's okay. Did anyone play the Nam game to March to Victory? I'm hearing mixed things about the rule book they were going to release. I have not. I did not play that game. My understanding is it is a spin-off, an evolution of the old World War II battleground game. But apparently they uncharted it. So there you have it. Well, Chris, I didn't buy these miniatures for me. These miniatures were all purchased and chosen by Donna because she wants to paint them.
Donna wants to paint.
Oh yeah, I should show you some of her miniatures that she has painted.
I've never heard you say that.
Yeah, she makes me ill. How good of painting she does. Her first miniature she'd ever painted, infinitely better than my most recent best painted miniature ever.
So Jessica painted that one.
There you go.
Oh damn!
So, yeah, she won't play, but she'll paint.
A 3 or a 5, I can't tell.
It's an M8.
Oh, that was one of my favorite TDs in freaking World of Tanks.
Oh, you're a World of Tanks player, are you?
But since Russia invaded, I haven't touched it.
I've never played. I'm a War Thunder guy myself, but
Okay.
but since I poured a glass of water over my computer, I haven't been able to play.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you probably shouldn't do that, Reese.
I had a short in my graphics card and I had to amputate it. So.
Oh my God.
That's no bueno. No bueno. So yeah, March to Victory, guys. I can't say enough about it. I will be continuing to talk about it like I talked about recruits all the damned time. There's even talk about once recruits does its final rollover and kick its legs up in the air and with its death throws, having a march to victory in the fall. What we'll call it?
Falling to victory.
There you go.
Fall and retreat.
To say October to Victory doesn't quite have the
Fall from victory.
Fall
into
from
defeat. I mean,
Fall from glory.
Fall from grace.
Glory.
fall
Fall
from
from grace.
That makes it sound like something else.
It's all good. It's all good ideas. We're just brainstorming. We're just spitballing here.
Yeah.
No bad ideas, just bad.
We're not getting paid for this think tank, so.
They can afford us. They just don't want to. Chris Long says McMurray's game looked awesome. Which one? The flying airships or the Eat Hitler? He'll answer here in a second. There are 4 live feeds of March to Victory on Gamers with Coffee's channel. Airships, yes, airships.
I will
was a
second
fun
the
game.
airships. I was up on the mezzanine level Saturday morning watching the airships go, and man, that looked awesome.
It was
Who
fun.
we got here?
It convinced me on the
Who
bigger
just-
battle rules.
Are you moving on us, Hexy?
No, I am.
All right.
I is.
Still doing Guderian's Blitzkrieg?
Yeah, I haven't other than I did a half turn of the Soviets the other day, but I'm trying to do this while the toddler here, so I need to catch up before he gets too far ahead of me.
Yeah. Couple of things that we're looking to do next year is have more live feeds and not just gameplay, but actual being able to walk around.
Well, your first game that you did Friday night, the camera was at a good spot, and most of the time nobody was in front of it until Donna leaned up and just sort of. But yeah, I agree. You got to have more because people that can't get there. I enjoyed what I watched of it.
Now,
I'm still pissed off that I didn't get to see Eat Hitler live, but
my Rebels came down. Go ahead.
What's
Sorry.
that?
Sorry, Chris.
Moving everything over there would have required me finding an electrical outlet that was not going to cause issues.
I think my Rebels came down the left side.
Sure. If I come next year, there better be an Eat Hitler game.
Oh, there will be. There will be. Are you wanting to play the Nazis so you can have Uncle Eric?
Yeah, I will play Uncle Eric.
Yeah, well, the problem you have there is they get et fast.
Now, are there rules for the Nazis to actually be played, or are they all basically?
No, there's not. It's just they get one shot with their Lugers, and then they get one kick.
I like it.
Rumor says I'll put one on just for you. So there you go. Looks like you got a friend there, buddy.
Yes, Mr. Bond.
Nice. Which one is that? That's not Winston. This
is Thor.
Thor.
Totally misnamed. He should have been named Loki. Too late now.
Everybody has a cat named Loki except for me. Because, well, they are, mischievous creatures.
Indeed.
So, let me think here. Some other things that we're looking to have. Definitely going to have good food again.
Oh, man, that food was great.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to try the beans?
The beans.
I did
the baked
not.
beans?
No.
Oh my God. So it was like 50-50 beans and brisket.
Oh,
how horrible. And by horrible, I mean awesome.
Yeah. It was, and you saw the size of the cup. It was, a cup about like that big. It was about 8 ounces. It was actual cup sized, maybe a little bigger, 8-10 ounces, $3.
Jeff's
It
not,
was like half. It was like half brisket.
Jeff's not allowed to eat that when he goes.
Oh, come on.
Beans? No way, dude. We'll have to discuss this offline.
I'll leave
All right,
that all.
take care, Warmont.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yes, Chris. You missed beans. You missed beans. You missed pulled pork. You missed nachos. You missed pulled pork nachos. You missed pulled pork nachos with beans.
I should have done that. I should have gotten the beans and put them on the nachos.
Yes.
We're going
Next
hot
year.
Hot dogs. Man, did you see the size of those hot dogs?
I ate a few.
Yeah.
Didn't you say there was catered food? Because I never heard nobody talk about it until you just opened your mouth.
I'll be right back, not Jay. Let me back in.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, we wanted to make sure that people had the opportunity to have good food there on site, so they didn't have, if they didn't want to go someplace for food, they didn't have to.
Right.
So Jay and Robin knows a guy who does this type of thing, and he does it to raise money for his daughter's college fund, basically.
Right.
Thanks, man.
And the pulled pork sandwiches and nachos, and it was very, very reasonably priced. The pulled pork nachos, so nachos, round tortilla chips with the cheese, the nacho cheese that everybody is, knows about. What are we doing?
Just showing in the spring training game, Jeff.
Holy
Jumping
cow.
Jesus on a pogo stick.
I mean, it's spring training, but
That's still impressive.
I don't care.
That's preseason football is what that is.
Good God.
15 runs in the 8th. That's almost
you go.
twice through the lineup.
There you go, Jeffy.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
When my dad,
Okay.
when he passes away, the only thing, and his wife knows that the only thing I want from him is his St. Louis Cardinals uniform.
That's
There
right.
you
All right, that's all. Just want to show him that. I just had to, rub that in.
So, the standard, nacho boat, it's what? It's about 4 inches by about 5 inches, chips, sauce, cheese sauce on top. Jalapenos, if you like sour cream. Yeah. That was $4. Excuse me. So, standard stadium fare where you would pay $8 at Busch Stadium, $4. You add pulled pork to it, and I'm not talking like, just meh. I'm talking like a wad of pulled pork. $7 for
Jesus
the pulled
Christ.
pork nachos.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to add beans on that, it was only $1 more.
Just finished this guy besides the radio.
Hold on, let me embiggen you here. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Swanky.
You're knocking him out, aren't you?
Trying
Yeah.
to.
Looks good. Buddy.
I've got like 3 weeks left to get them done.
Yeah.
So
You better
it's crunch
bust a move
time.
there, kid.
What'd you say, sir?
You better bust a move, kid.
I'm trying to. I've got 4 choppers left to paint. So,
Yeah, and we're talking
yeah.
helicopters,
Yeah.
54 millimeter. So what is that? 1/48th scale?
135th.
1/35th scale.
Some of them are 132nd, some of them are 135th. I'm not a grognard on scale.
You know what? It's all hand wavium. Let's put it this way: if you have 2 Hueys sitting next to you, next to the other, and someone says, "Hey, that one, why is that one smaller?"
I'm calling it an early model.
No, you can be real smart. It's like, oh, it just got washed and left out in the sun too long.
Gotcha.
It shrunk.
Tell them it's farther away.
Hey, that's why I use 148th on my airplanes usually is number one, I can't fit 132nd scale aircraft on top of the board.
Right.
But number two, they're, look smaller in the air.
Yeah, Chris Long. Yeah, they're 135th. Also
It's,
known as 54 millimeter.
It's Dragon, MACV SOG 135th.
Yeah.
It's their Vietnam series.
There you go. Make them Air America style choppers, no markings. Green.
Hey, we're going to be over in Laos. It does not matter. So,
Yeah. We're going to go kind of like we normally do about this time of night. I had a former scoutmaster that was how was it put? He trained individuals in special operations in a country that we were never in.
Oh, that sounds awful familiar.
So his job was plausible deniability.
Yeah. He helped train the mountain villagers of Laos.
Mountain Yards were great.
Yep. So-
An interesting podcast you might look into. I think it's called Sogcast, and it's those veterans who are finally able to talk about that 50 years later, talking about some of those missions.
Yeah.
And those guys were bad to the bone, and I can't imagine it. What they did.
The Team Room too is a good one to watch.
Good one.
I have I'm not, Jen, I don't know if this is an appropriate time. I have some questions for Reese, but I don't want to, take over.
Go ahead.
Or maybe you already did this because I was gone the first 15 minutes. I was just curious, a little background on Reese and just his interests and all that, and why he got started, why he picked 54, why Vietnam, blah, blah, blah. Tons of questions. I'm a question guy.
Cool. So I started wargaming. I was probably 14 or 15, maybe a little younger. And
So
I
about
picked
3
up.
years ago.
No, it's been a little bit longer than that. I have a baby face, but I'm not that young. And then I picked up a copy of H.G. Wells' Little Wars, and I just take the little cannons and knock people over. And I was like, you know what? There's got to be something more to this. And I was in a estate sale, and I picked up, I think it was Games Workshop, Middle Earth Battle Game for like 25 cents, just the rule book. And I was like, okay, here's how you handle range combat that does not involve a wooden peg flying through the air.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then I got into Fistful of Lead. And so because I already had the extensive 54 millimeter collection, I went to 135th for World War II in Vietnam. I've got...
Wait, hold on real quick. Why did you have 54?
Because of H.G. Wells' Little Wars. I was using armies and plastic figures for that.
Okay.
I probably have close to 3,000 colonial figures.
Oh my gosh.
They're tucked away in a basement somewhere. Mostly unpainted because I didn't want to shoot painted figures. So
would you want to put on some larger scale games like on the floor or something like that?
Yeah, I've done that. Matter of fact, that's what I'm doing in May. The reason I'm doing Vietnam is because I have a bunch of big eras that I do. So World War II is one of them. World War I in the Middle East is one. Boer War is one. And I wanted to add a new kind of small skirmish game this year. And I put out a poll to the people I was going to be running the game for, either World War I Western Front or Vietnam. And it was overwhelmingly Vietnam.
Vietnam, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so
that's surprising because a lot of people don't often want to play that. They do and they don't. But anyway,
well, I kind of serve a younger generation that has less qualms about it. I try to do it respectfully, as with any game. And they seem to be taking it well.
that's cool.
And so they've asked to do this. I've got a buddy who said, hey, I can pull my car out of the garage. We can slam it together there.
Sweet.
Because we've got 30 or 40 guys per side, I think, figures.
Figures.
Not people.
Yeah, I was like, what the?
And then I've got choppers and everything else. I've got a riverboat if that has to come in. Got a couple M113s, a Walker Bulldog in case Arvin pulls in some armor support. And then how I'm going to do it is I'm going to have some hidden movement, sort of like Chris's indoor game. He was happy to show me the mechanics there for the North Vietnamese forces and Viet Cong. And then they will have a choice of 3 different scenarios that they will be playing. Well, the Americans will just be running a routine patrol.
Sure.
And the Americans will never know what the objective of the North Vietnamese was until the end of the game.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Jeff, is that a miniature game you'd play?
What's that?
Is that a miniature game you'd play?
Yeah, I mean, historical. I mean, because I've only played 2, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like if Reese put it on, you'd go play that one.
Yeah, I would probably do something like that.
So because of how much it would take to move the helicopters and everything else, if I was to put it on, I would probably amend it a little bit and do like Guadalcanal or something and use the same type of scenario system, but just a different era.
Yeah.
Because, well, Hueys are huge and they tend to get broken in transit. So I know
that's the only bad thing about helicopters and miniatures. It's kind of
they're very fiddly. I've got an H-13 for my Korean War games, and it has been through the ringer. I've magnetized just about every piece on it because they keep getting knocked off.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's
You'll
interesting.
have like stands.
I do. I have some basically wire shirt hangers that I bent into aircraft stands, drilled a hole in the bottom so I can mount it on to fly. But if I'm
Right.
going to land them, I can easily just take it off and put
Take
it
it
on the
off,
ground.
right. Huey's still, of course, I'm from the generation where I was a scout in the service, and I went through special forces school. But Huey's was still the mainstay, and the Blackhawks came in while I was there.
Okay.
And I'm scared to death of heights, but I've got over 280 some jumps. But the Huey, if you called me, they say, "Hey, you want to fly in a Huey?" I'm out the door. Let's go fly. Blackhawk, when they bank, you can feel every bolt in the damn thing torque.
Gotcha. My grandfather helped kind of design a better armor for the kind of the slide armor on the Hueys. Well, and kind of trying to replace that, and they were unsuccessful in doing so. But he talked about what a wonderful bird that was.
Oh, great helicopter! Great helicopter.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I've got 2 Cobras to go with it too. So
Another good helicopter.
Nice.
Well, thanks, Reese, for sharing that. Just curious.
yeah, no worries.
Because 54 is an unusual scale. I mean, obviously, you don't see that too often. And
Well, it as I told Chris, it keeps me from buying too much at conventions and shops and stuff because I cannot find my scale. If I can't find it, I can't buy it.
yeah,
So-
no, I've gone
See,
to one.
I've
I've gone to one scale as well.
See, that's where McMurray and I have a problem. So
Yeah.
I've got a Cold War U.S. force. I've got a Cold War Czechoslovakian force in 6 mil. Yeah, I'm doing it again in 3.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. That'd be cool to see like a Break Corps Manor or an attack on Carentan in 54 mil. That'd be sweet. Just gotta have a lot of buildings for the Carentan one.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't have enough urban terrain for anything, but I could.
Or
I could-
Stalingrad, people would love that.
Oh, Stalingrad in 54 would be. I am trying to build and trying to homebrew a sniper set of rules that is just basically for sniper teams. And I don't know how I'm going to get it done, but I've got some ideas I'm kicking around, and I would love to play that on a Stalingrad board.
Yeah.
I want to see some Civil War stuff.
Okay, I've got 60 millimeter Civil War. I don't have them with me, but I've got those as well.
I mean, I see all kinds of videos with people painting up their units and stuff, but very few where I see people actually playing other than like hexes and soldiers. I watch his stuff.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
He's right. Yeah, you just don't see Civil War minis played that often. There's some black powder games out there, Jeff, but yeah, there's just not very many.
My focus is Trans-Mississippi, and so 54 millimeter skirmish, 5 to 10 guys aside. That's about all you have.
Uh-oh. I hope Brian's still listening.
He's not.
Yep.
He wants to do that skirmish in Arizona. That infamous, large, deadly battle.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Well, I grew up on stories of bushwhackers and everything else because I'm from the Ozarks. My family has been there for generations.
See, I moved up here from Tennessee. I got out of the
Okay.
service. I went to Iowa, then I went on down to Tennessee, and eventually came back up here where I said I would never return to.
Yet there you are.
There's
and
something
McMurray
about the
said,
mountains that calls.
McMurray made a comment that you
I heard it.
you jumped off the wing of a Sopwith Camel.
I missed that by a couple years.
Oh, okay. So you were in a Ginny.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I know.
Reese. That's good.
I'm a
good info.
jackass.
So, and to answer the earlier question, I'm 23. So,
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, cool.
Did you hear?
me.
Could
I'm
you
just
hear
a
Todd's
jackass.
enthusiasm in that response?
Welcome to the old man's home.
hey, no worries. I'm completely used to it and have been for many, many years.
I wish. See, this is where now that I'm back into gaming, this is where I wish I could backtrack to that age when I was still in the service and could actually play my games. I remember taking a bookshelf in Germany and turning it down on it so that the back end of it was facing up, and putting my SPI Wachtom Rhine on it, covering a whole room in my German family's house. Didn't last long though.
Yeah, I just don't have the space right now. After we move, I'm going to try to dedicate a room to it. Although my wife says she also wants to move some craft stuff in there, so we may have to trade it back and forth.
And you know what? That's totally fine.
One side, and have table in the middle.
Sharing craft space is easy to do. I've had to do it before.
Oh, I'm not worried about it. I just think it'll bring more incentive for her to help me paint. So
there you go. Absolutely.
We do it this way.
Yeah, just in the living room.
I can't play up since I separated my tables, I can't play my super monster games anymore. I mean, if I get the urge to do one that's a 4-mapper, I'll put them back together. But this just gives me more space. And then I sit over here when I get the urge and I paint once in a while. But I'm Hexen Counter. I mean, these guys got me into this miniature stuff slightly, and I've spent an ungodly amount of money already on it. But I'm still not swallowed up in it the way they are. And it's so cool. I would have never thought I'd have gotten with a group of guys that did stuff like this, but these guys have been phenomenal. So
it's because they're so good looking.
That too.
McMurray says when Jeff was in the service, he could still be quartered in civilian homes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 60 in a couple months.
Well, you know, I say that, you know, I'm a corrupter because we did the same thing to Warmuck.
Yeah, he left modeling and what's the big joke we run on him?
What's that?
What's the big joke we bust on him all the time?
That he dropped 3,000 subscribers and deleted his damn YouTube channel with 3,000 subscribers. Dipshit.
Who is this again?
Warmutt, Brian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was he a big time modeler? Or?
Yeah. He was fine scale modeler. 35. He had when he dumped his channel, he had something like over 700 model kits in 135, 172, 132, etc. and so forth.
Built or unbuilt? Because there's a big difference.
Unbuilt.
Okay.
He had a crap ton built also.
Yeah, the top of my closet is my pile of shame. I can never build them up to competition standards, so I decided to turn them all into wargaming pieces.
What's on your left right there over your left shoulder, those boxes? What do you got there?
Oh, those are signs.
Oh, look like game boxes.
Yeah.
Dude, you need a better monitor.
Yeah, love, laugh, live, happiness.
I am using my little tiny one in here.
Sorry, not Jay to ruin your channel.
I just said dipshit
No, that's true.
twice.
Also,
on the live feed.
Also, Brian suffered a minor heart attack opening a Hexen Counter game.
Oh,
He
literally.
did.
Which is
Literally.
He did.
boxed up and ready to be shipped to you from McMurray. I got to get that thing in the mail. There's
Would
like
you
8 or 9 games in
Yeah,
there.
would you stop matting it up?
Oh, sheesh.
Woo! Shots fired.
Dang.
Oh, hey. So, by the way, Todd and them are. I'm going to be on the War Room show this Saturday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jester and Rough Swordsman and Tony.
That's cool. So, Mr. Copeland,
Sir.
what do you want to add about March to Victory, or anything else for that matter, gaming related?
And about March to Victory, I'm going to add a third yes vote to the notion of a 1 o'clock scenario or 1 o'clock time start on Friday. Easy for me to do. I'm half an hour from the venue, but I think that would be cool for people who are driving up Friday morning or flying out Friday night or whatever the heck they're doing. I think that would be an excellent idea. I would love to run Chain of Command out there. I think that would be a popular game. Problem is with the meta seems to be angling toward 4 to 6 players on a table, and in a convention setting, that's difficult to do with Chain of Command. So
what you do is what a tanker.
There's some truth to that, which segues nicely into my next point. Captain 54 millimeter there. One of my secret Powerball miniatures wargaming fantasies is to
Keep
rent
it
out
clean.
what?
Keep it clean.
So nothing about the cream cheese and the pandas.
Right.
And the llamas. Don't forget the llamas. No, rent out a golf course and play 1/35th scale armor and infantry to scale, so that 1 inch equals probably 1 meter or 1 yard or something like that.
That would be fun, and I would second you on that. I would want air support. Have some sort of flying stand.
Yep.
No,
I mean-
no, not. You're not going to do a flying stand. No, if
Yeah, I
you're
know
going
what
to do it, you're going to do it right, and it's going to be remote control.
Yes.
See, but then I don't.
Yes.
I can fly remote control planes. I'm okay with that. I just okay.
Someone will get hurt.
Dropping
Exactly. BB guns.
dropping flower bombs. I'm just saying.
Okay. Now it's gone too far.
Anyway,
Bunkhouse, you're only 2 hours away. Why were you not there? Unless you had a significant family member, and what I mean significant is like mom, dad, brother, sister, son, daughter, like in the hospital or something. You should have been there, brother. 2 hours.
he probably has a spouse that he wants to continue to be married to.
Bring her along. That's what I
McMurray
did.
says he needs to have a guy running around making airplane noises.
There's the problem. My spouse will be bored out of her mind. She's had a standing offer for the last 25 years to go wargaming with me, and she's never done it. Oh well.
Bring
Anyway,
her along and let her help out.
there
That's
you
what
go.
I did.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, that would be a thing. I don't have any idea what rules set, but
Tank charts.
Nerf.
Right, Jeff?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
It's scale agnostic. It's got like 3 or 4 charts, conversion chart for everything's done in meters. All the tank charts are done in their range in meters.
it's nice. I actually thought about doing having 1 foot equal 10 meters, so that would lend itself nicely.
Yep. Look it up. Tank charts.
Tank chart.
Charts.
1 foot equals 10. That would be
Old game.
But
As
it could be right up your alley. It's pretty simple. Or you can make it as complex as you want, but it's pretty simple.
When they say 2 to 3 charts, they mean 2 to 3 charts per tank.
No, Chris is wrong. He does not know what he's talking about. He's an angry young man.
You're half right.
is he fooling himself?
What?
Out friggin' standing, Reese.
Wait, what did he say?
I asked if he was fooling himself.
I don't believe it.
Don't believe what? That I would make that reference or
No, I'm fooling myself, and I don't believe it.
oh.
Get up. Get back on your
Thank you,
feet.
Tommy Shaw.
You're the one they can beat, and you know it. Yes, Reese, good job.
Hey, I may be 23, but I fit in with a different generation. Dare I say a better generation?
The,
20 somethings at work would fit in with my generation.
I think McMurray's probably just like a few years older than Reese, but not much. But he kind of is the same way. He's been gaming his whole life, and it's usually with older dudes. So
Yeah, my 2 grandfathers kind of swapped me back and forth during my early years, and so I developed some interesting taste as far as music and culture. So
Nice.
between the Statler brothers, Bob Wills, George Jones, Merle Haggard, and classic rock, I should be good to go. So,
Bob Mills, that's good stuff. I'm with you there.
well, the Bob Wills CD got stuck in the hay truck,
Bob Wills.
and that's all we listened to for 3 years.
All right, 4 kids and money's tight. I get that, bunkhouse. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So-
I've been there.
Start saving now. That's all I'm saying.
Save your quarters.
Just save your nickels, save your dimes. You're not gonna buy a 409.
We could probably run a GoFundMe page for
Right.
just a collective travel fare for those that are farther than 3 or 4 hours.
I would still want to get Beckus and Tiger Shadow over here.
For sure.
That would be a long way to fly for a weekend
And-
game convention.
And they get to go see the World War I museum.
Which is very much worth it.
Concur.
And if you need 54 millimeter, they sell armies and plastic in the gift shop.
That's right.
Do they really?
They do.
They do. They've got 25 millimeter or one. What is it?
Yeah, they sell Airfix kits at 176 scale, I think.
Yeah.
But
172nd.
The miniature shop in Gettysburg.
the ground kits are 176. Their biplanes are 172nd.
That's right. That's
Close
right.
enough.
So I
20 millimeter.
there you go.
Yeah, I've been tempted to buy Airfix. Just buy them, put them on some cheap bases, and play them with them unpainted, and just use some easy rules like Fistful of Lead, because that's what I had as a kid. And like you, I just would I didn't throw things at them. Like, I mean, a lot of people have done that. I just would just play war with them, right?
Are you familiar with H.G. Wells' little
Oh, yeah.
wars rules?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never played them, but I'm familiar with them.
Well, I played them until I found anything else. They are way too clunky.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. So
I
I've
mean,
been
it's
tempted
what,
to do that with
1913? So
because then that way you could just get them on the table. And Fistful of Lead's really perfect for that kind of rule, because it's just like, hey, just got some guys, just got some plastic. Now you have to find players willing to play with unpainted plastic. And
I mean, they're not hard to paint in that skill either. You just slap 2 colors on them and paint some flesh tones, and you're good to go.
I've heard the paint doesn't
And
stick
what
to
scale?
that plastic.
If you prime it with a Krylon black spray paint, works every time.
Well, in that Krylon, man, you got all those camo colors now. You could probably just get away with doing that,
Oh yeah.
unless it
For
has
sure.
to be the black for some reason.
No, not at all. I primed these guys in what did I prime them in? Like olive drab or something, I think. So
Interesting.
All of my American tanks are painted with Krylon green camo. Dry brush, hit highlights, the tools and whatnot, and then boom, Bob's your uncle.
guys who are a lot more versed in history than I am, were there
would be-
LVTs in the Solomon campaign in the later phases?
Why not?
Okay. I think they were just used for like transportation rules.
I have a few. If we have any Aussies on here, they'll probably be able to tell us. I mean, I know you're talking about Nelson, but
Because I've got 2 LVTs in 54 millimeter if we needed to do a beach landing of any sort.
So I'm of the mind of play with the toys you want to play with, and if anybody gives you shit about it, you tell them, you know what, this is all fantasy anyway. Now I can tell you that Jay and Robin are, and if I'm telling secrets, Jay, I apologize, but they are real close to not allowing HAHMGS members to come back.
who?
Heart of America Historical Miniature Gaming Society members.
Are they the ones that got belligerent at the silent auction?
Not so much belligerent, but a little grabby.
No.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely When you have when you have to run them out of the area twice because they want to be a little get a little bit of a 5-finger discount going there.
Right.
It's not cool.
No. So,
Oh man, I hate
but
that.
I've never had good experiences with that group.
I used to be a retail manager at Walmart, and
I'm sorry.
I can't stand it. I can't
Well,
stand
can't stand Walmart or can't stand being
thievery. Thievery. Walmart's okay. My direct supervisors were very good human beings. I won't talk badly about the company because if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all, right? So
Hey, I worked at Walmart.
well,
It used
I'm
to be my
also
favorite
moving to
nightclub.
Northwest Arkansas, and so they run everything there. I'm
Yeah.
afraid they'll see this and I won't get hired. So
You know what? If they watch this, maybe they'll subscribe.
I'm
That
wearing
is a
blue and I
legitimate
drink
concern.
blue Kool-Aid.
Walmart used to be my favorite nightclub until they quit working 24 hours.
Some of them still do, depending on where you are in the state of Arkansas. Friday nights at Walmart are always a fun time to people watch.
Speaking of flags, I picked these up.
Did you say you were going to do Texas Revolution in 3mm, 15mm?
I don't know.
Okay.
Something. Actually, what I want to do is build the Texas Navy.
Get out.
Okay.
There's about 9 schooners.
Do it.
So, and they actually had a couple of battles.
The isn't it the Navy Colt that had the engraving of the Texas Navy on the side of the cylinder?
Possibly, very possible. So, McMurray says I'll be there next year. I have a couple of ideas to alleviate the issue. You're going to bring your taser, right? And taser check, because that would work. I'm just saying. Oh, and you threw some extra flags in my boxes. I'll have to look through my boxes now. Thank you. Because speaking of Wally World, my parents met working at Walmart home office. My dad was like one of 2 layers of management away from Sam Walton for a while there. Oh, that's cool.
No disrespect to Sam Walton. No disrespect to the originals. The company has just changed direction.
Yeah, it has.
So, Sam Walton's son was a Green Beret in Vietnam, wasn't he? John Walton?
Sure, why not?
Okay, I think he was. He was.
And I think they had a TV show in the 70s.
That's funny. No, Jake, that's funny.
You think that's funny? I've actually driven a team of horses in my life and plowed a field, so I can't say much.
I live in
You'll fit right in with the Amish folk up here.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I grew up really close to Mennonites, and they're not far off from Amish. So
Yep. No, we got Mennonites too.
I'm Amish.
What's
are,
that?
are
What'd you say, Hexy?
I'm Amish.
Uh-huh.
Can't you tell by my hat? And my curls right behind my ears?
You're killing me.
So over on the Kansas side of Kansas City in Olathe, there is a historical site called Mahaffey Stagecoach Stop and Farm. It's a living history museum owned by the city of Olathe. I worked for a while as their stagecoach driver.
Oh, very cool.
So that was probably the best job I will ever have.
Now, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Were you old enough to drive a car when you did that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because
So
it would be hilarious that Mom had to drop me off at work, and I drove a stagecoach all over the damn place.
no, that was the summer before I got married. So I was making my extra money doing that.
Because that legitimately would be funny.
Honestly, at that age, when I was 14 or 15, I probably could have driven a team of horses well enough to get that job, but you had to be 18 to drive the coach there.
Ah, there you go.
So
So McMurray must be bored. Um,
Yeah.
Jeff has dated some real pack animals in his day.
God, he's so hard on me.
That's what she said.
I was waiting for somebody to
Look at
say
the time.
It's not funny, not Jay.
So, Mr. Copeland,
Sure.
are you planning on bringing any games to March to Victory next year?
Well, my primary choice would be Chain of Command. I don't know to what degree I could do Chain of
you could.
Command.
I've seen Big Chain of Command played at conventions.
I've seen
No.
Chain of Command played on a video feed.
There's it doesn't take much to play Big Cock.
Chris, thank you so
My
much.
show. It's my show. If it's not me, who? If not now, when?
So go with your PG-13 rating. Anyway,
F bombs on live play.
okay, that's fair.
PG-13 left a while ago.
I see.
So you talked about your Scoutmaster training the mountain yards.
Yeah,
There's one of them.
there you go.
So I've got a couple of them mixed in with my SOG forces.
See, and McMurray and Tiger Shadow in the chatter there. Yep, McMurray says play Big Cock, and Tiger Shadow says that's what she said.
Deviants.
They're watching our show. What does that say about us?
Hey, as long as I get my commission from this, we're good, right?
Oh yeah. The check is in the mail.
Hey, as long as this isn't OnlyFans, I think I'm good.
McMurray says there's a solid 4-player Big Cock scenario in one of the 2017-2018 specials. So there you go.
Damn, do I want to CX that guy? I do. I can't have squad.
Anyway, well, we're getting close to the 2-hour mark. Jeff or Wardrobe, Mr. Todd, do y'all have any other questions about the weekend?
Nope. Sound like a good time. Look like good tables. I know that he wants lots of other game systems there, and probably more historical and fantasy, whatever. And looks like good stuff. Hope I can make it next year.
Yeah.
No, there's no hope, brother. You got plenty. You have plenty of time. If your company says, "Oh, we're going to have some sort of a seminar for you," I mean, you tell them no.
They
need to change the entire corporate structure and schedule around your needs and desires.
You know me, I'm non-committal.
Yeah, I know that. What the hell? The Phantom Gunslinger, he doesn't have any hands. Look at that. No hands.
Weird.
I'm gonna have to drill it out and put his hands on. Oh well, life goes on. Hex, Jeffy, you got any questions?
No, I thought, like I say, the fact that you can get me to even watch those things, that means it's got to be good. So yeah, I look forward to more of it. And see, I'm not even going to wait for that for next year. I want to see this Vietnam thing go off.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Reese, let us know how that goes.
Will do. I can't guarantee it's going to look great. As I said, it's going to be on a garage floor. But we're going to have a blast doing it. I am still trying to decide if I want to do bigger battles or core set for that.
How many miniatures you got?
Close to 40 aside.
That implies
you were right on the border there.
Yeah.
I don't know. That kind of implies to me, I don't know, 40.
True.
So, so you basically have you got a platoon to each side, right?
Yes. Plus various support.
So
Depending on who shows up, I might have to do bigger battles.
Yeah, because what you could do is,
Because that way I could treat the helicopters as a unit as well,
right,
and not
yeah.
have to worry about the helicopters just being an arbitrary thing that happens.
Right.
So I'm going to modify your hidden movement just a little bit.
Do it.
Because we're all kind of tech savvy with our smartphones. I'm going to have a Discord server going as well, and then movement is going to be texted to me in the Discord server as the game master, so that sometimes we won't even have markers on the table.
There you go.
Oh, so this is all going to be done remotely then?
No, we're all going to be there, but we're all going to have our cell phones out. So me as the GM can say, okay, VC, tell me where you're moving. And they can message me and okay, we're at this piece of terrain. And the American side has no idea where they're at.
Schwanky. That's spicy.
So maybe it'll work. I'm copying it from a dear friend of mine from a Dungeons and Dragons game that was pretty cool. So
Outstanding. All righty, guys. Well, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for showing up. I want to thank those that did make it to March to Victory, and those that didn't get to make it there. I hope to see you there next year. I know some have a lot farther distance to go to get here if you're going to be here. So I get it. Up in BC around Alaska is kind of a haul. Obviously, Australia is kind of a haul. Warmutt's coming in from Arizona. We're going to get Jeffy there from West Virginia. I would love. He's not here tonight because he's probably running some sort of tournament or a big game at his store up there in Fargo. But I'd like to see LBW Steve come down.
Yeah, I need to message him. I ain't heard from him in a while.
I think it'd be. I think he would do great as a vendor. I really do.
Yeah, that's right.
So
he does minis and board games.
Yep. So, so if you're thinking, man, should I go?
Or should I go?
I'm absolutely, unequivocally, irrevocably. Take care, McMurray. Be safe out there, brother.
Bye-bye.
I'm gonna answer that question for everybody involved. Yes, you want to do it. Absolutely, you want to be at March to Victory next year, if at all possible. If it's because you're going to be a little short on cash, start saving now. Do the Christmas club type thing. Take a couple of bucks every week and throw it into an account. Earmark some of your tax returns that aren't already earmarked for a new TV or computer repair or car repair. Just make it happen.
Make it happen.
We want to see you there. Reese, I am going to. It's my show. It's my channel. I'm going to tell you right now, you are more than welcome to. When it says game club, if you don't have a game club of your own you want to use, you're more than welcome to slap Chronicles of Not Jay or Not Jay's Tabletop Gaming onto your game that you want to play.
Appreciate
Absolutely
it.
will have you be part of that. That's
the
the other
other
thing.
that tell me I was banned from the show.
Oh God, no.
That's next week.
No. That's
Cool.
next week. Yeah.
I'll await my firing squad.
So, Jay, my brother Jay, podcast Jay, Todd, Wardrobe Plays World War II, and me, all the three of us are getting banners for the stage from Jay and Robin.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we're getting sponsorship banners to go up on the stage at the show next year
Nice.
Do it.
because they want us to, do little live spots, little interviews throughout the weekend. If there's something, let's say, Reese has his World War II game. Well, Wardrobe Plays World War II. Talk to Reese about his World War II game for your channel.
Sweet.
If
Someone plays fantasy, Jeff will interview him for his channel.
exactly. Yeah. Well, I think that's a different type of fantasy, though.
Oh, that's true. Sorry.
Hey.
There is leather, but I wouldn't call it armor.
Man, y'all are worse than my college gaming group.
Yeah.
Hey, it's taken us a long time.
My little Asian robots need attention too.
Dirty old men that we are.
It happens.
But guys, thank you so much for coming on. Chris, it was good to see you at the show and here tonight. Reese, it was great to meet you. I'm glad I got to see you there.
Good to meet you as well.
Here. And then Wardrobe and Jeff, thanks for coming on and asking questions. I really appreciate it. And everybody
Thanks
out
for having me
there,
on the show.
absolutely, we'll have you back. Don't worry. You got to report on your Vietnam game.
Oh, for sure. I also have to move, so it may be a little bit, but
that's fine.
We'll get it done.
Just whenever you're ready. When does it look like you're going to be moving?
We're going to be taking possession on the 9th of May.
Okay.
So that pushed the game up to late April, which pushed my painting up to frantic stage.
Yeah.
Hey,
So I also have to pack the house.
there you
and
go.
Hold a steady job. So
Nothing none of us have already done before.
hey, it's one of the joys of life. So
Yep. So, if anybody's got any questions about March to Victory, drop them in the chat here. Hit us up on the Discord, or go straight to the March to Victory website, march2victory.net, and they'll get you taken care of. So, until next time, as we always say, we'll see you on the flip side.